to another audio commentary from WCReplays.com. Let's get this replay paused at the 15-second mark at the 1x speed if you guys aren't already at that. Today's match is featured between me and FeAR.DaViVi versus currently at the time the rank 1 team. I think after this, hell, I'll tell you guys a little bit more about it later. Let's just get this unpaused then. Yeah, let's just get this started then. Let's get this unpaused in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, unpause. So, alright. Here we go. We're off to start this whole thing. Actually, DaViVi, we were mentioning weird strategies, and he mentioned, actually, Wizard also told me about this too. He was saying that this is some crazy crap that he was doing as well, so he's like, yeah, you should try it out. And I was like, alright, I'll try it out, sure, buddy. And, then DaViVi mentioned it, so I'm like, fine, damn it, I'll actually give it a try. So, this is this whole strategy that I've been pressured into doing, but trust me, after this game and many other games, I was well convinced that this strategy, it's a damn good strategy. It's well worth it, and I was very surprised that it actually works, especially, I guess the format has definitely changed if this type of strategy will surpass all odds, I guess you can say, because we have gone through some crazy stuff, and most of these replays, you can find them posted here or at Warcraft Strategy, because I also do lovely stuff for them as well. So, as for the heroes, I'm getting the Keeper, because the Keeper is an awesome hero to get, because it's just a standalone hero. If you're fast teching, awesome hero to get. Only in 2s, I mean. Don't get Keeper if you're fast teching and solo. Good God, no. I mean, you can do it, but have fun losing. DaViVi getting FeAR, Nihor getting FeAR, Cookies getting FeAR. So this Keeper is going to be nice and lonely for the fact that he's the only, non-orc hero. The FeAR, the FeAR, as Clan GGL calls it. So, yes. Anyways, here we go. Heroes are out. We're about to get this started. Basically, what we're going to be doing right now, just keeping them in their spot to make sure that they don't come to my base. Because we know that, yeah, dual FeAR, they're going to have, well, I was expecting dual FeAR, either that or a Blade Master. Either way, we don't want that type of attack in our base. Especially my base, where I'm already, already teching here. So I already gave FeAR.DaViVi about 100 gold in the beginning of the match, directly after I made my Altar of Elders. So in that case, you can get a watchtower a little bit faster, protect my base somewhat. But that's still the problem that we have with this. We can't get this watchtower out there fast enough. I mean, we're gonna have to delay them like we're doing right now. But still, I mean, we're just, I don't know, if they sent those FeARs in my base, that watchtower would be useless. So, as I went through that little speech, we're basically just chasing the FeARs with the wolves that they summoned. We've got a slight advantage because I can entangle the FeAR. I could have gotten a spot where I entangled Nihor's FeAR, but, I didn't. So that kind of sucks. And we come across that FeAR. I could get another one, but I attacked, moved, and I was tending to my base. So that's cool, but we still have a good snare on him, kind of. He gets out of the way. We could have definitely killed that FeAR, so that's your noob moment for the replay. But still, what we're doing right now is just keeping them out of our way, because I don't want this crap on my base. DaViVi, he can handle it a little bit, but namely just me, I don't want it. So we could have also, I don't know if we were able to succeed with the entangle. I don't know. I kind of banked it up against those trees a little bit, but I tried selecting those grunts to try to get a surround, and I still only selected the Keeper of the Grove. But either way, we still managed to get our job done. We actually managed to get that FeAR to get out of the way, so that's good. They're going to be back a little bit. We already did our damage. That's cool. We're not really worried about them attacking my base anymore, so I'm happy about that. We got the watchtower out there. That's awesome news. So I just get tier 2. I could have gotten a better spot to get that Naga Sewage. So, yeah, a better spot would be the one to the right, or if I had a wisp, the one right next to the orc player. But we were talking on Ventrilo. Love the old Ventrilo. We're actually using the Ventrilo server in my Battle.net profile. It's currently down right now, so that sucks. I'm going to ask the GGO fellas if I can make that public, but I don't know if it's just a private clan Ventrilo server or not. I'm going to have to ask them, and if so, expect to see that changed in my Battle.net profile. You'll know it's changed because I'll say GGL Ventrilo or something like that, just so you'll know. So, catch them both creeping. Alright, that's pretty cool. I mean, these Troll Shadow Priests are kind of open targets here, so we're just going to bring them out of the way a little bit. Once they see me trying to bring them out of the way, they pop the speed scroll, they get that working on there. Also, at the same time, well, I'm pretty low on mana. I was about to say that at this point I would have in my mind entangling them because they have speed scroll and they can't really speed out of that when they've got roots clinging to their feet. So, all that's really going on is we deal some heavy damage, run a little bit, do a little more, run a little bit, and as we run, one of us will hit them. Primarily, well, just me, because I've got the cold arrows and I'm able to snipe their units just a little bit more, as well as the Shadow Priest, which is also helping with the little running thing. So as we were fighting this battle, we managed to actually pick off a lot of grunts here. WCR loses a few, but definitely not as much as Nihor and Cookies right now because, Nihor's down to no more grunts, and I don't think I've lost any units so far. They do get a good grip on my Keeper, which I could have easily gotten out of, but try to use a portal. I love lag so much because this game is just so frickin' awesome. So I'm pushed back a little bit, but there's no real huge problem right now. They got a Druid of the Talon, so that kind of blows. So back to my base, you can actually see what I was talking about here. Just a crapload of Dryads really fast, as well as some Druids of the Talon. It'll work like any race. No matter, the worst thing I've ever seen go against this were mortar teams. Demolishers, yeah, they're cool, but still, it's just very, very easy to outlast it and run your units out of the way. As for, I guess I can say for force groups, so you can run your guys out of the way a little bit. I used I put my Druids of the Talon and the Keeper in force group 1, and the Naga and Archers in force group 2, because they kind of, Naga and Dryads, because Dryads will slow them down, so will the Naga. Kind of makes sense, you should put all the slowing units in one. So it kind of has a consistency factor there. So managed to flank them in on both ends. WCR also just taking some really heavy shots right here. He's got to run back a little bit as I do that same strategy that we're doing before. More hitting, more running, doing the whole entire thing. So I'm just rapidly hitting alt so they can kind of gauge which units I should be picking off as I'm going. And usually we just repeat this process. If their hero runs out a little bit, we just focus on the hero. Their hero runs out of the way. They get a little more confident. Yeah, we focus on their hero, but if their hero's weak enough to have them die in 3 seconds worth of focus fire, we might as well just go ahead and tangle that. They try to run out of the way, cold arrows. It's a pretty good strategy once you rip your combos out right here like we're doing. So as we continue on, we're just going to get rid of these creeps for the prime factor that it's not really that fun to have them rally jack you on your way. So, and we're too lazy to really do a shift rally just to get to our hero. So, sure. As for FeAR.DaViVi, we're getting some Kodo Beasts. Usually he'll keep them safely behind, but their main purpose right now is to massively devour as much as they can. He'll be a little risky with them, but still, with what we're doing, the way that we're playing this out, that whole entire, hit their hero, kind of make them run out of the way, constantly moving around, it makes it pretty hard for them to get a good lock onto the Kodo Beast unless they got a strategy which involves entangling roots, or something that'll just keep it in its place so he's not running that Kodo around, devouring, running him back, such and such. So by this time of the game, I mean, we can get slightly of a unit advantage. We have a good advantage with damage right now because we do have that lovely war drums going on. So it's kind of, you know, steal some of their units, get some of a good advantage, slow their army down. It's just kind of everything at once. And also I have Dispel, so by the time they have like a caster out, by the time they get some summons that they're usually basing their strategies off of, it'll be bad news for them. But here's where I'm saying, this is where, you know, watching against the siege, I mean, we have 7 Demolishers, so that, yeah, it kind of sucks for me. We definitely do not fight that battle in that part. If I see a wolf out there, yeah, I'll just Dispel it. But 2 shots from a Demolisher and that Dryad is in the red. So I'm making sure that I got my guys in a fairly easy spot. I use Treants, hoping for them to take all the shots right here. But as you can see, they're just ripping up all these guys. I'm running them back slightly. Although I should have paid a little more attention where he was looking at, because I was trying to get a good spot to get a heal scroll. So I run my guys out of the way for 1 volley of attacks. While also at the same time just trying to get a good angle on some of these heroes. And also at the same time, WCR, his role was to just try to jump behind the lines and hit some of those Demolishers if you didn't see him use that speed scroll. So, alright, we managed to just take out a few more heroes in this process. We get kind of intertwined in between these demos. And we're not really expecting them to be running yet, because we did see that he did have a good spot with those demos, and we were thinking, alright, he's just gonna stay in the battle just to try to kill more of our stuff. But with the cold arrows and everything like that, it just makes it very difficult for them to succeed. So we take out 2 heroes on the way on the run. WCR saw it coming. He knew I had entangling roots, so he brings his Farseer up a bit to get ready for a chain lightning, to kind of run his Farseer in front of the hero just to kind of, yeah, trip it up a little bit. And I just told him that I was going to get the Shadow Hunter, so Shadow Hunter was taken care of, so he just hit the Farseer. And that's how we kind of killed 2 heroes with 1 attack there. Or 1, you know what I mean. Just get a little more out of what you can do. So, and right now WCR got Demolishers because even though we won that battle a little bit, the game's definitely not over, and we need something to just force them into a battle that they're not supposed to be in. So right now we got the siege. What are they going to do against the siege? Well, they got to run out of there, or their base is dead. So they got to just force them into a battle that they're going to lose, that's, you know, already decided. So it's a pretty solid strategy. I mean, me and WCR have lost against, oh gosh, I think we went on a 3-win losing streak, because like our one loss we were supposed to win, but we made some huge ass mistakes, and the ones after that were we were just really pissed off at the last 2 games, and the game after that we were like, oh, these guys suck. So we didn't really play at our best. So if you can find a definite like error and deciding factor into why you lost your match, then yeah, don't be too concerned whether or not it's still a good strategy or not. So while I healed, WCR did the good thing here and took out Nihor's remaining base, because I realized that with the size of their army, even if they both go to WCR right now, he's just going to get, you know, even though it's a 2 versus 1, he has enough to just rip them apart in the first place. So we see that portal. It's their basic, you know, last stand. So I get quite a bit of resources. I just reached Druid of the Talon Master Training, so that's another thing that mixes in with this strategy. If it does last later on, I'll have some unit control. So I get these grunts, and their collision size for some odd reason just gets huge when they're in the air. So it's really hard to run out of the way, so that Farseer of cookies right now, it's not going anywhere. So the lovely factor of Cyclone playing its role in right here. So it's basically just more and more control with our army. It's a control army, basically. As the game goes on, it's even harder for them to control it, and you just pressure on and on with the control. Easy enough. So, hopefully you guys, it was kind of a short match though, 15 minutes, but hopefully you guys kind of got a good clue about some of the new strategies that are floating about here. That's enough of me taking up your time, but I hope you enjoyed the time of this audio for you guys, so till next time, I'll see you all later.